Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have my coffee because there is so much going on right now, and I want to start with this. Yesterday afternoon, Gary Gensler, and listen, this is so important. I know there's a lot. I know it's all doom and gloom for crypto in the United States, right? Yeah, well, wrong. I've said this for a long time. All that has been going on, the reason Gary Gensler was sent is to hold all of this stuff off while Wall Street got their custody ready. And when I say custody, I've said it a million times, when you go on to your E-Trade account and you buy a stock for over 100 years, there are custody companies that they take that, there's an actual stock certificate. I don't care if you buy one share of Apple, you have a stock certificate. But what they did is they created these companies like State Street, BNY Mellon, all these huge custody companies. They created custody companies so that they are dealing with that stock certificate. Okay, there's an actual certificate somewhere with your name on it. Okay, but you don't have to worry about it, and that's what they knew they had to set up with digital assets before they could let it go. So Gary's job is twofold: give them the time and make sure that most of this asset class is able to be turned over to his buddies on Wall Street. That's the fact, Jack. Now, so he came out yesterday with this little video. He's talking about what a qualified custodian is, okay? And then he goes into this.
Not for the lessons and new technology from the last 13 years. Under the proposed...
So he's proposing a new rule, okay? They're updating the qualified custodian rules.
Qualified custodian would be subject to independent audits, certain documentation requirements, and yes, to segregate your assets.
Segregate your assets. Remember that, because words mean things.
Into an account with your name on it. These updated rules would better help protect your and groundskeeper Willie's assets with advisors. The rules apply to crypto assets.
Gary's so funny, isn't he?
With advisors as well. Thus, that advisor would be required to keep your crypto with a qualified...
Now, I've said this for years, folks. The reason your traditional financial advisors, every time you try to talk to them about crypto, they're like, nah. The reason that they've been like that is not because they don't want to, because they think it's a bad investment. That has nothing to do with it. It's because they haven't had a way to make money off of it yet. Once they have a custodian where they don't have to worry about about Ledger Nano S's and hard wallets and all of that. Once they have that, your financial advisor will be the biggest crypto salesman in the world. And all of a sudden, when all that talk about, oh, you shouldn't do this, will be out the window.
Custodian, not on any crypto trading platform based on how they currently operate, but
he knocks out all these crypto players, but somebody has been having to help these people behind the scene, Wall Street, behind the scenes with custodianship and getting this all ready.
Qualified custodian. Crypto companies may claim they can take proper custody of your assets, but when these companies fail, something that we've seen time and again, investors' assets often have
Have you noticed? I've said it for years. Have you noticed? Why have we not been able to put our digital assets in a institutional grade custodian? Why? They have it. Coinbase has it. All of these people have institutional grade security where you can store those digital assets, but they've intentionally not made that available to retail. That's because Gary has been sent to hand this whole industry, or at least a large portion of it, over to Wall Street. They've intentionally not let us have a safe way, even though they exist. They've intentionally not given retail a way to put their assets into their crypto assets for us to be able to go walk into a bank or a JP Morgan even and say, here they are. All right, now don't worry about them anymore. I don't worry about somebody hacking or whatever because it's in an institutional grade. That's what this is about.
Here or become the property of the failed company. And you as an investor end up stuck in line at the bankruptcy court. So beware, even if a crypto company claims that they custody your assets, it's not the same as qualified custody. Through our proposed rule, investors would get the time-tested protections and, yes, qualified custodians they deserve. So please weigh in.
Well, who is a qualified custodian? Now, I want you to take note. He tweets this out on February 15th at 11:47 a.m. Look who tweets at 1:47 p.m. after they've had time to see Gary's little commercial. Standard Custody. And you know who Standard Custody is? That would be the subsidiary of Polysign. Okay? And they just happen to be using the same words that Gary used. They're a qualified custodian. They have 100% segregated accounts. Conflict-free, no trading, lending, borrowing. Isn't that what Gary's been going after? They're regulated, they're insured, and bankruptcy remote. Didn't he mention bankruptcy and how you'd be tied into the bankruptcies if you do it with these regular crypto companies? It's time to talk about options. Call us, folks. Do you see it? I've never been. I own a bunch of Polysign, what I consider a bunch of their private equity that I bought on Link2, folks. Joe Indoso, COO of Link2, is going to be interviewing Jack McDonald tomorrow. Because of what I just showed you, Link2 is now running a deal on Polysign. If I'm able to do it, I'm going to buy more Polysign this weekend. Here's the deal. I think it runs through Friday night, okay, because Friday is when he's interviewing Jack McDonald. For a limited time, invest 10. Okay, here it is. You get $1,000 of XRP if you buy between $10,000 and $24,000 worth of Polysign. You get $2,500 worth of XRP if you buy between $25,000 and $49,000 worth of Polysign, and you get $5,000 of XRP if you buy $50,000 of Polysign and up, and that's all the way through tomorrow night. But the most important thing here, folks, this industry is not going anywhere. And I saw this guy this morning who totally gets it. If you still don't get it, I want you to listen to this man because he gets it.
XRP price in 2025, it depends. Ripple's in a court case right now. If they win that court case and XRP is deemed that it is not a security, you can see XRP pump $25, $50 per coin. Some of y'all saying, that really doesn't make sense. I looked at the Fibonacci, and the Fibonacci shows that it can only do somewhere between $8 and $10 during the bull market of 2025. I know. Let me ask you to do something. Take that Fibonacci and kick that shit down the street. It doesn't matter. If Ripple wins that court case with the SEC and Gary Gensler, and it is deemed that it is not a security, you're going to be looking at a $25 to $50 XRP. Let me tell you why. It will be the only crypto on the planet Earth on paper that is deemed not a security.
Exactly.
That
right.
means it will have an edge over Bitcoin and Ethereum, which, by the way, Gary Gensler has said those aren't security, but that was just a verbal. If you have it on paper, there is only one security in the world from the SEC, and that is XRP, and it's deemed not a security. You're going to be looking at a $25 to $50 XRP. You'll be wishing you bought XRP at 30-something cents and 40 cents. I'm serious about
What if at the same time you had traditional Wall Street custodians open up shop too?
Said to you, you can take that little Fibonacci and toss that out the window. Now, if Ripple loses the case,
and by the way, don't forget who helped found Polysign. It was Arthur Brito, David Schwartz, who created the XRP ledger, and who else was it? It was some BNY Mellon execs, and BNY Mellon I think it's the number one traditional custodian in the world.
It's deemed a security, and they have to file some work, and they have to go and do all kind of stuff. And you can't buy it in the United States right away. Only buy it overseas. None of that matters. See an $8 to $10 XRP in 2025. That if you can't do it in the United States, it's gonna go crash down, right? Gonna go to zero, right? You can't buy XRP on U.S. exchanges right now. And it's still...
Exactly. He makes a perfect point. Brad Garlinghouse himself said it. And that is, with XRP, Ripple is operating right now as if they've already lost.
Top 10. It's been around since 2014. It's survived 3 bear markets now, for sure. Case with the SEC and in the top 10. Buy it on U.S. exchanges now. Can't buy it on US. Can't buy it on .com. People are using XRP. The technology is ridiculous. It is going to compete or replace the technology of the SWIFT protocol, which is how you move the world's money. XRP 20,022 along.
I like it. All right, moving along. We had this. We found out who the 2 people were that signed Sam Bankman-Fried's bail.
Bankman-Fried's guarantors, specifically the previously sealed names of 2 people who had signed that bail package, have been publicly released.
Yeah, this is a really important story. Remember that Sam Bankman-Fried and his lawyers had sought to keep these names private for a lot of security concerns, and the guarantors were now identified in the unredacted bombs as Andreas Papke, a Stanford research scientist, and Larry Kramer, the former dean of Stanford's law school. Remember, that brings them close ties to Sam Bankman-Fried's parents. This was a $250 million bail package in which these two folks that were close to Sam Bankman-Fried's parents, worked with them, were the guarantors to the package, which of course is one of the largest in history.
All right. And then there's their 2 signatures right there. And then Cowboy Crypto, who is the official cowboy of the Digital Asset Investor channel. I do follow him. I keep running into this where it says I don't follow people that I do. I don't get it. Larry Kramer, that's one of the people, is listed as the current CEO and member of the board of directors at The Street with Jim Cramer. This is starting to make more sense. He's also ex-president and publisher at USA Today. That would be the same Jim Cramer that does everything, says everything that the SEC would like him to say. Then we have this. We have Senator Warren, who plans to reintroduce her crypto bill, a de facto ban. This woman is about as anti-American as it gets, folks. I can't wait until I don't have to look at her face anymore. She makes me sick. But remember, we do have good people that are. I'm going to skip that. I was trying to get to this. We do have good people that are in Congress that are more common sense about things. This is Tommy Tuberville, who actually used to be the head football coach at Auburn University, where I went to school. He was actually there. I think he was there part of the time that I was there. In fact, I remember driving behind him one day. He had a pickup truck, and he had a little dog that would sit in his lap while he drove around campus in the pickup truck. I'm gonna have to go to DC and meet him. I've never met him personally. Watch this.
This Financial Freedom Act, though, gives that one broker's window. It's one area that the investor can say, listen, I think that this is going to be good. I've earned this money, and I think this company or this whatever they get invested in, crypto, is going to do well. And they want to invest a small part of their money. It's not all their money. It's just a small window in terms of their investment. Now, we go back to crypto. Unfortunately, Washington, D.C., Capitol Hill has let crypto down. We did not regulate it. We ran FTX to the Bahamas because there was no regulation. If we would have kept them in the United States, we would have known what was going on with FTX. We have 2 bills, bipartisan bills, in the Senate as we speak, and probably we will be reintroduced in this Congress to regulate crypto. It will survive in some form or fashion. Digital assets will survive. But, the overall scheme of things, what we want to try to do is make sure the federal government doesn't step into everything that they're not supposed to step in. When the American people have worked hard for that money, they have the right to do what they want to with it. And who's to say the federal government is better at this than the individual?
Yep. And isn't it? You think it's a coincidence that they're the Super Bowl ads and they're all fine with gambling and sports betting and DraftKings and all that stuff, but yet crypto is somehow dangerous? It's dangerous because it's dangerous to the fiat system, and it's dangerous to the racket that these corrupt politicians have had for all these years. That's why it's dangerous to them. It's not because they don't give a rip if they think it's dangerous to you, which they really don't. It has nothing to do with that. All right. there's more that I want to show, but I think I'm going to wind this video down because there's more going on that I want to show. But I am going to say this. XRP is now a supported asset on the Japanese crypto asset management platform Fuel Hash. Other members of their family are these. And finally, I wanted to show you this before I go. This popped up yesterday. And what this is this is to my knowledge, this is the first ever XRP conference. And when I saw this, I was like, well, this would be fun. XRP Las Vegas, like Bitcoin Miami. Miami's overrated to me anyway. XRP Las Vegas 2023 in 78 days. And it looks like Brad Combs is the one that's putting this on. And here's the panelists. You got Jason Cousins from Glint. You got Molly Elmore, Brad Combs, Nick Durafado, Joe Endoso. These guys are from Link2. Quincy Jones is going to be there. He's an XDC XRP developer. Eleanor Terrett from Fox Business. John Deaton, Linda P. Jones, Clinton Donnelly, he's the tax guy. Daniel Keller from Casino Coin is going. And so that is looking interesting. So it looks like they have tickets there, and I'm not involved in this, folks, but I might have to go. I might have to go because I love going to Vegas, and there's a lot of people there I'd like to talk to and meet. So we shall see, but you can get, he's got a website. It's called xrp-lasvegas.com. xrp-lasvegas.com. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family. Go check that out. xrp-lasvegas.com.